I'm Michael Stevens, but who are you? Do you even know who you are? Are you your memories?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
Are you the choices you make? The focus tester is actually a magician.
That's scary.
Or are you your past?
I hit the back of my head and forgot my entire life, just like you hit a delete button on a computer.
Have you ever looked at a photograph of yourself and thought, that's what I look like? Ugh. We often think we look bad or not right in photos because photos show us what we really look like to other people. The you that you're used to seeing is mirror you. Every mirror you look into reverses your face. Most selfie cameras do this too, so we tend to prefer that version of ourselves. If you want to see yourself in a mirror the way other people see you in real life, take two mirrors and position them at a 90-degree angle. What you see won't be yourself reversed, but how you look in real life. So who would you say you are really? Are you how you look? Or how you dress? Or are you the atoms that make you up? Because all of those things change throughout your life. Maybe the real common thread, that which doesn't change, is your history, your memory. But what if we remember things differently from the way they actually happened? Does that mean we don't know ourselves? False memories are frighteningly easy to create. Today, we're gonna make some, and we're gonna have a little fun doing it. We have created a fake game show called Who You Were. We're gonna bring contestants down memory lane and have them tell us about their past, some of which we're going to completely make up. We're gonna plant a few little seeds in this minefield and see if we can grow some fake memories. Hi, I'm Michael Stevens, and welcome to the show that takes you on a trip down memory lane, from who you are all the way back through who you were. Please welcome today's very special guest, Timothy DeLaGhetto. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Excited to kind of dive into some memories?
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect.
To begin, though, let's give the audience a taste of your life.
Oh my God, let's take a look.
So Tim was raised in California, where he and his parents owned and operated a Thai food restaurant. Tim found popularity as a rapper, comedian, actor, and internet personality, and has attracted over 3 million subscribers. In order to kind of see how you became who you are today, let's go back to who you were.
Let's do it.
We spoke to your parents, and they told us some of their favorite memories from when you were very, very young.
Okay.
I'm going to start with some true stories before I slip in the false memory. When you were 7, you were pretty much held prisoner by a very controlling schoolgirl. The girl took control of your life and always wanted to know what you were doing.
I remember her. Like, she was like my best friend, sort of, but then she was also very, like, possessive of me.
But you guys aren't together still.
No, we might be Facebook friends.
Okay, here's a memory. You weren't a crybaby on the first day of school.
Yeah.
Until you noticed that all the other kids were crying, and then you joined in.
You know, I empathize with people.
Right.
And I was just kind of like helping them feel like we were all a team.
Now, here's the fake story we made up out of thin air. Here's another memory. When you were about 4 or 5 years old, you actually took a ride in a hot air balloon, but you dropped something from the balloon.
I don't remember that at all.
Really?
Yeah, like at all.
We're going deep,
I didn't
far
even
back.
know I've ever been in a hot air balloon until you just reminded me.
It was in Echo Park.
Was it?
Yeah.
No clue.
Timothy is not accepting the story as truth yet. Time for our second subject. Dylan, how are you?
I'm doing great, man.
You were inseparable from your Superman cape when you were young. Once, you even tried to use your superpowers to stop a car driving down the street.
Yeah, try to stop a car like with my hand.
Did you succeed?
You know, the dude hit his brakes.
Okay, next memory. So when you were about 4 or 5 years old, you took a ride in a hot air balloon and you dropped something.
Huh. I'm not sure if I remember that, to be honest.
Sometimes enriching the false story with a realistic detail can trigger the brain to begin filling in the memory. Here goes. Did you have a favorite toy or anything that maybe you had brought?
Oh, I mean, I had like some action figures, I think. I do remember like losing one. I'm not sure like that was like what happened if I was in a hot air balloon. That's a crazy adventure if I actually like did something like that.
Hi, Victoria. When you were around 4 or 5 years old, you took a ride in a hot air balloon and you dropped something.
I don't remember that.
4 or 5 years old? Up in the air?
No.
How many times have you been in a hot air balloon?
None.
Of course, none of the subjects remember the balloon ride. It never happened. But we aren't done with them yet. 24 hours from now, we'll take our subjects to Echo Park.
Okay.
The site of their supposed childhood balloon ride, to see if any of the seeds I planted today have taken root. This is where you took your first hot air balloon ride.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. We might not be able to remember our past accurately all the time, but at least we have direct insight into our own mental states. We know how we feel, what we like, and why. Except we don't. Psychologists call our tendency to overvalue how we explain our own behavior while distrusting that other people truly understand their own the introspection illusion. An interesting manifestation of this bias is something called choice blindness. It is surprisingly easy to fool someone into believing they made a choice that they never did. And the amazing thing is that they'll also defend that fake choice as if it were what they had always wanted. We feel like we know ourselves pretty well. We know why we like the things we like. We know why we decided to do the things that we did. But do we? Today, we'll be showing our subjects sets of photos and asking them to choose the photo of the person they'd prefer to work with. But this isn't exactly what it looks like. The focus tester is actually a magician who will be using sleight of hand to swap some of the faces they choose for faces they've rejected. Will they catch the trick? Or will they justify and explain a decision they never actually made?
Thank you for participating in this study of first impressions in the workplace. You will be shown sets of faces and be asked to select which person you would prefer to work with. Are you ready to begin?
I am, yes.
Cool. So, would you rather work with person A or person B?
Person B.
Person B. That's as complex as it gets.
I can do
Person
this.
A or person B?
B. B. A. B. A.
Perfect. So we've made a pile of your ideal workplace colleagues, effectively. Now, part two is if you could fill out the women in the workplace segment of the questionnaire.
All of this business about filling out a survey, it's just to distract them from what's about to happen. Because our magician is going to make us swap. There it is. 2 of the 8 photos have been swapped out for pictures our subject rejected. What will she say when presented with photos of people she didn't actually choose?
Now on their own merits, I want to ask you what it was about them that made you pick them.
Okay.
We'll start with a picture that she did pick before we slip in the rejects.
So why did you want to work with this person?
She looks nice. She looks really nice, but I think the person I compared her to didn't look very friendly.
Gotcha.
Here's another pair of photos where she had a clear preference.
Person B.
Person B.
Now, we're going to show her the picture she actually rejected.
Why did you want to work with this person?
She just looked nicer than the other one.
Yeah.
That was one where the other girl didn't look very nice at all.
Is she just misremembering this one choice? How about another photo she rejected?
Why did you prefer to work with this person?
She looks super sweet.
So that was what you were thinking when you chose that? Chose her?
I feel like she'd be one of those girls that would, like, on the birthdays get you the card, and she just looks really sweet.
This isn't just simple misremembering. This is fabricating a past that never happened. Will any of our other subjects justify choices they never made?
Person A or person B?
A.
Now we'll present him with a photo he rejected.
So why did you choose to work with this person?
She gave off the appearance of a genuine person who would be easy to work with.
People are completely fabricating justifications for things they never even did. I think we could actually up the ante. We've been swapping 2 of the 8 faces. Now we'll swap 4. Let's see if she justifies the photos that she actually rejected.
I liked her look. I like to work with confident people, so to me she looked like a confident person. As a woman, I want to like help other women grow and succeed and give them advice, and I gravitated towards that picture because of that reason. She looked like a type of person you could confide in and ask advice and learn from her experiences, so I think she had that type of look. She looks like she might be like a wise type of person. She looks confident, so I think that's why I picked her.
She seems so sure of her decisions, but let's give her one last look.
In particular, I'm curious about how you feel about these 4.
You know, there's the confidence and kindness and somebody young. I feel like that would be people I could work with. So I stand by my decision.
Cool.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
The interesting thing about this study
Okay.
is they are not actually the ones you chose.
No?
These ones were. They were switched while you were filling in the questionnaire. It's this phenomenon, what's known as choice blindness. If we think we made a choice, we will find a way to justify that choice, even if we don't know that's what we made.
Okay. I was trying to justify these 4 because I forgot that I picked those 4.
It's like a debate. Like no matter what side I was on, I was going to give reasons for that. I'm not happy that I did that, but that's the reason why.
You pulled this complete switcheroo on me, and I wasn't even like conscious about it. That's scary.
You may think you know why you do the things you do, but in a pinch, your mind can replace the truth, the actual past, with completely new explanations that you will confidently believe to be exactly what happened. But what if fabricating the past is all you can do? That may be the case for someone with extreme dissociative amnesia. When you can't remember your life at all, what happens to your sense of self? So Scott, you have retrograde amnesia.
Correct.
Tell me what that is, how it happened.
I walked into a restroom at my office building and I slipped on an oily substance and hit the back of my head and suffered, you know, it was like 4 or 5 inch laceration. And that gave me retrograde amnesia, which means everything autobiographical and historical in my life were completely erased.
Erased.
Just like you hit a delete button on a computer. I forgot my entire life. I had no idea who my wife was, her name, my children. It was absolutely horrifying.
Wow. And this happened 8 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
What memories did you have? You still knew English? You still knew things like how to ride a bike? That's a totally different kind of memory.
Right.
When I handed him a toothbrush, he didn't comb his hair with it. He put it in his mouth, but he didn't know what it was called.
And you didn't remember ever using one before. But you didn't have the autobiographical memories that involved toothbrushes, but you knew how to operate it because that's a procedural memory.
Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Things like that, you know, are stored in a different part of the brain.
So it was almost like you were born into this person's body you didn't get to choose. You have a name, you have a wife, you have a house, you have a past.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to just accept that all of those are what you've been dealt.
Right. That's exactly how I felt. Like I stepped into somebody else's life. And a lot of it I didn't believe. I just couldn't picture that, you know, I flew airplanes or was in the NFL. It just seemed like nothing I would ever do. And a lot of it, you know, she had to prove to me. She put together a whole album full of pictures. She kind of put my life in a chronological order.
Wow.
And that kind of, you know, filled some of the gaps of who I was. And I've heard that, you know, you are who you are from the things you've experienced in your memories. And when I hear that, it's like a knife in my heart, because it's like, then who am I?
So, Scott, when you're asked, who are you, what do you say?
It's hard to answer that question because I haven't figured out who I am. I'm developing every day my personality and who I am, but inside of my brain, I don't know who I am.
You are the collection of all of your memories, right? I mean, that's your story. Those are things that happened to you and they're in the past. They can't be changed. But it can be created. An illuminating Harvard study found numerous examples of seemingly sane people who believed that they had recovered memories of past lives and alien abductions. And there's no deceit. These people actually believe that these events occurred.
And I remember I was just literally scared to death.
Once people have decided that a memory is real, the brain can fill in details that never happened, especially if the clues you're getting or what people are telling you isn't entirely accurate. Leading cognitive psychologist Elizabeth Loftus made that point in a 1996 experiment where she convinced over 25% of the subjects that they had been lost in a shopping mall as a child. Your brain will just take those untruths and run with them and fill in details out of nowhere, completely changing your personal history. When we last saw our Who You Were subjects, they did not recall the false memory we planted. When you were about 4 or 5 years old, you actually took a ride in a hot air balloon, but you dropped something.
I'm not sure if I remember that, to be honest.
You took a ride in a hot air balloon, and you dropped something.
I don't remember that.
We've let the memory sink in overnight, and today we're going to see if physical stimuli will help solidify this story in their minds. Today is all about you and a little drive down your memory lane. This is where you rode over in a hot air balloon.
In a hot air balloon?
That's right.
Maybe my parents mistake me for another kid.
Some other kids. We'll get out and walk around and see what can come back. Let it all soak in and tell me if anything's coming back to you.
I don't know, man. It's not popping up.
You dropped something when you were in this hot air balloon. Will this be the detail that pushes Tim to remember the event?
What could I have dropped? What did I walk around with back then?
I spent another 15 minutes attempting to kickstart Tim's brain with details of the false balloon story. Has anything come back?
No.
Tim's brain doesn't seem susceptible to the false memory. Let's check in with the other subjects. This is where you took your hot air balloon ride.
Really?
Yeah.
This is Echo Park.
Yeah.
And
It was about 15 years ago? Yeah. You don't remember anything from this?
no.
Of course he doesn't. It never happened. This is where you took your first hot air balloon ride.
This is.
This is it. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Does this bring back memories? You don't remember anything from this?
I do remember like something as a kid. I dropped something.
He dropped something. Now, how do you suppose he got that idea? You dropped something. Dylan's mind is gradually taking an idea we planted and adopting it as his own memory detail.
I could have been around here riding my bike. Then we took the hot air balloon ride and possibly dropped a Superman cape.
For some people, physical sensations can be an effective trigger to bring back real or imaginary memories. What about smells and sounds?
Well, when I was 4 or 5 and I was here, I remember it smelling fresh.
This sensory memory may be a jumping off point to begin accepting the false memory. You remember looking down on the park from above?
I might remember being able to overlook the water. I remember like standing over and squatting and like just being so happy to be up there and the wind blowing my hair back, and my dad kept telling me to sit down and I wouldn't sit down.
Yeah, you weren't scared. How high up were you?
Probably like 800 feet.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Victoria's false memory is beginning to take hold with the help of her imaginative subconscious brain.
What do you remember seeing from up in the hot air balloon?
The water fountain for sure.
Yeah?
And I could have been crazy, but I think that I could have felt like almost a little bit of mist hit my skin from the water fountain.
What color was the balloon?
I want to say it was red.
Red?
Yeah.
Let's see if the seed I planted earlier has taken hold.
You took a ride in a hot air balloon and you dropped something.
I don't remember that.
You dropped something.
I did. At that age, I was a huge Barney fan. And I just like remember just like looking down and him just being gone.
About where did it fall, do you think?
I would say 6 or 7 blocks away.
Oh, really? So not in the water?
No.
By now, it seems Victoria's brain has turned our suggested memory into a complete childhood experience.
I remember waking up at like 9 in the morning, getting in the car, and then my mom and I being in the car, having no idea where we were going, because he loved to do that. Just put the family in the car and just go somewhere and just like surprise us.
Victoria is personalizing this false memory by merging it with pleasant details from her childhood.
And next thing you know, like we're just like flying over like the whole like greater Los Angeles area.
So who do you think was in the basket with you?
Well, definitely both my parents. I know we got something to eat afterwards. I almost like want to say like a churro or something like that.
Post-balloon churro?
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Now that our subjects are convinced that the balloon ride happened,
oh, shoot.
It's time for a reality check.
Tell your mom the memory.
We went on like a hot air balloon ride, and I dropped, I think, my Superman cape. Why are you looking like that?
No, Dylan, that never happened. That never happened.
Wait, what?
There was never a balloon ride.
We made the whole story up. Well, you made most of it up.
Oh, wow.
But isn't that amazing?
Because remember, we planted that story.
No, that's actually really crazy. I was actually having like these like weird faint memories of me like looking over like the pond and like, you know, I don't even know.
Has Dylan been to Echo Park before?
Oh, wow.
And now it's Victoria's turn for a rude awakening from her father.
Hi.
Story's not true.
What?
You've never been in a hot air balloon.
What are you guys talking about? Why would you make that up?
Did you truly believe that you'd been in a hot air balloon?
Yes.
You remembered so many details.
Yes.
Of something that never happened.
Yes.
How many times have you been in a hot air balloon?
None.
So what were you remembering?
I'm not entirely sure because I really do feel like I have a memory.
We all are susceptible to this.
I really felt like I had experienced that experience.
And what about our YouTuber, Tim?
Well, Tim, I'll tell you what. It's not surprising that you don't remember anything from it. Because it never happened.
I knew it! I was lying, dude.
Tim wasn't susceptible, but false memories are common and can have real-world implications. The Innocence Project of the United States claims that faulty eyewitness memories account for 72% of convictions overturned by DNA evidence.
So, who are you? Well, how could you be any one thing? You were always changing.
If you can lose track of your past, and your memories can be altered or implanted, in the end, who are you really?
Maybe you're the stories you're telling yourself. And as always, thanks for watching.